Hey guys, welcome back to the video. Okay, so talking about a question we had in, how many Forex pairs should you watch? Great question, because there are so many pairs out there. If you include all the exotics, there are a vast amount of pairs. So do you watch every single one of them? Do you focus on one specifically? Which one should you watch? Well, the five main ones are, of course, which you're probably already familiar with, are Euro US dollar, biggest one out there. GBP US dollar, US dollar JPY, which is US dollar Japanese yen, and then we have Australian dollar US dollar, and then the last one is US dollar Swiss, which is CHF, which is Swiss franc. Have I missed any of them? No, those are apparently the biggest ones, as you would expect, in terms of transaction value and frequency of transactions. So what does that mean for us? Well, we know there are plenty of others here, but let's just look at what we could actually do if we were a currency trader, how we could get involved and what we could specialize in. We could come along, we could say, you know what, I'm going to specialize, I'm going to be a US dollar Swiss trader, right? I'm not going to trade anything else. That is what I'm going to trade. Now, I'm an advocate for becoming a specialist in a market, definitely am. However, the danger you have with that is that once you get married to this, you must trade it all the time. You trade it when it's trending, you trade it when it's choppy, you trade it when it's quiet. It's a very challenging thing to do in terms of a currency pair because the conditions are going to change. If it's the only thing you trade, then it may well work very, very nicely for a period of time, whether that be a couple of weeks, a couple of months, even a couple of years, but then conditions will change. So, and also, you know, as a trader that you are generally better at trading breakouts, or you're better at trading volatility expansion or mean reversion. So that might not be the best thing to do. So the other thing you can do, if we go completely on the other side of that, is we can say to ourselves, okay, I'm going to look at every single currency pair. Every single currency pair, all the way down to the exotic pairs. The trouble with that is that you've got so much to look at, you can't be focused. Yes, you might get alerted to something, but something might have a ridiculous spread, you're not familiar with it. Something might have a catalyst that's based on something that you don't even know, you're not even aware of. It's in a country you've got no news flow out of. There could be some hidden risk in the trade that you don't know of. It's a dangerous thing to do. Let's take a happy medium between the two, and let's say, okay, these are the main pairs, and maybe I want to add something else in there because I feel that the Japanese yen is doing all right at the moment in terms of it's a reasonably active market. The spreads are quite tight. I might add into it a couple more, like I might add in Euro yen, and I might add in GBP JPY as well, okay? Just as an example, you could end up doing something else. You could add AUD, NZD, New Zealand dollar, whatever. But what you're trying to do, and what a sort of happy medium suggestion for you is, you take, 5 to 7 pairs. So the main pairs you've got here, have we got a different color pen that we can use to make it? I did have my green handy. I think I've thrown it away somewhere, never mind. You have your main pairs here that you will be trading. Obviously Euro, US dollar, GBP, US dollar, JPY, AUD, USD, US dollar Swiss, and then you've added maybe a couple of extras that you perhaps oscillate those in and out. So these are your kind of core, and you may move these in and out of your kind of sweetheart list, if you like, of focus pairs. So you've always got your core, and then when they start getting quiet, even some of these, perhaps AUD, USD gets quiet, or US dollar Swiss gets quiet, pull it out and then bring in something else that you perhaps want to trade, AUD, NZD, whatever it may be. We know there's multiple pairs out there. The good thing about having a restricted watch list is it's far easier to keep in tune with where are the major resistance levels, where are the major support levels, what are the catalysts in terms of economic data that's going to affect them, because obviously some economic data is going to affect maybe this, and this, and this, and this, but it might not affect that because it's because it's American-based data, whatever. So you can become far more focused and say, well, data's coming out of Japan, 2 a.m. in the morning. I've got to trade on Euro yen, pound yen. I need to make sure that my stocks are adjusted. Are there opportunities there? What are my support levels? What are my resistance levels? Are we breaking out? Where are we from the moving averages? You get far more of a feel when you've got a smaller cluster of things to watch. Now, you know, the advantage, of course, is the more you have, the more opportunity you have, but you don't want too many that you're spread too thin. You don't really feel the opportunities. You can't really get into the groove of it, and it just becomes a price chart. Whereas, you know, when you really get in tune with these, you should be able to say, someone should be able to say to you, euro yen, and you should be able to visualize straight away that daily chart, that 15-minute chart, whatever time frame you're trading, because you're so familiar with it. And you can't do that with the universal stuff. And then vice versa. If you only had 3, then that may well work for you. I'm not saying this is right or wrong, I'm just giving you some suggestions. If you just have 3, especially if they're all based around one of the main crosses, the cores, then it could be that the volatility is not there for you, and there's so much more stuff going on elsewhere that you haven't got the opportunity to trade it because you've focused yourself so much on that. And then you might just end up flipping completely and not being in tune with it, and then having to flip back. So I think a good way to do it is have a core group of pairs that you watch. Maybe that's 3 or 4, and then have a kind of other pairs that you can interchange in and out depending on the conditions. Now, just a quick caveat: don't flip them around all the time, but maybe at the end of the quarter or the end of the month, something like that, say, hey, how has this one been performing? How has pound yen been performing? How many trades have I done on it? How well have I done on it? Does it deserve a space in my very, very coveted watch list? And this is obviously being respectful of my time and my attention. Does it deserve my attention? If it does, leave it in there. If it doesn't, pull it out, scan for another pair, bring that in, let that one stay within your watch list for a month. So some ideas of how many Forex pairs you should watch. Let me know your thoughts on that. Very, very personal thing. How many pairs you watch? Do you watch one? Do you watch the whole universe? You know, what's your kind of sweet spot? We'll be interested to hear your thoughts on it, guys. Anyway, thanks for your time. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for more videos from me and other traders on this channel. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.